Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jonathan. I'm one of the head trainers here at On Track Fitness, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to break down calorie calculations for you. Calorie calculations are extremely important in reaching your fitness goals, whether that is trying to maintain your weight, lose your weight, build some muscle, whether you're competing in sports, running a marathon, whatever it is. It's really good to have a baseline for your calories. You want to know where you're at. So I want to make this video just to kind of break down how to go about that, how to set your calories up, and the pros and cons of being too aggressive with it. So getting straight into things, I wanted to just first go over what calories are. A lot of people, you talk about calories frequently, whether you're at the restaurant or at a grocery store, at work. Calories are a common thing that come up. People always talk about, oh, it's so many calories, but a lot of times you don't even know what calories are. So simply put, calories are a measurement of energy. Similar to gas for a car, calories are fuel for your body. If you don't have calories, daily functions will slow down and eventually shut down, just like if you run out of gas. Calories are essential for your body, and you want to fuel your body the right way. Going off that, if you want to maintain your weight, you're eating just enough calories. You're eating just as many calories as your body burns. If you want to gain weight, you're eating in excess. You're eating too many calories. That can be beneficial for muscle gain, though. And then if you want to lose weight, you're going to be eating a little less calories than you burn in a day. However, being too aggressive with that can have some downsides, which we will get into. So going from there, I want to touch on TDEE. TDEE stands for Total Daily Energy Expenditure. It's just how it sounds. That's how many calories you expend in a day. This is going to be also referenced to as your maintenance calories, you may hear. And it consists of everything from breathing and eating to working out in the gym and lifting weights and running, all that stuff. It all factors into your TDEE, which is how many calories your body is burning throughout the day. TDEE is made up of your BMR, which is the biggest factor in TDEE. That's just the calories your body uses to maintain daily functions such as breathing, sleeping, all that fun stuff. It's also made up of the thermic effect of food, which is important to take into consideration, especially for weight loss, because the more protein you eat, the more calories your body's going to burn, which is your thermic effect of food. It's how many calories your body burns breaking down the food that you eat. And then physical activity is a big factor in your TDEE as well, because obviously if you're working a sedentary desk job, not moving around much, not getting much steps in, your TDEE is going to be a lot lower than if you're working a manual labor job on top of working out 5 days a week. So it's important to take all those factors in, and that makes up your TDEE, also known as your maintenance calories. So going off that, if you're eating above your TDEE, that's going to be considered a caloric surplus. With a surplus, you're going to see weight gain, and this can be especially beneficial for muscle gain. However, if you're too far into a surplus, that can lead to excess fat gain, which can be a negative thing down the road. So you want to make sure that the calculations for that are set up so you're gaining lean muscle and limiting fat gain. This is something that your trainer should go over with you, just so you are putting on as much muscle as possible while minimizing that excess fat gain. So we'll get into a little bit of how to calculate that in a little bit. But going off the surplus, I want to go to the completely inverse one, which is a caloric deficit. That simply means that you are eating less calories in a day than your body is burning. By doing this, that's going to lead to weight loss. However, if you are too far into a surplus, that's going to lead to fat loss along with muscle loss to make up that overall weight loss. This can be extremely detrimental down the road, which we're going to also get into that. So going from there, like I've been hinting at, the importance of finding your calorie goal is because you want to be eating according to your goals. Look at calories as kind of like a GPS. If you use a GPS, you're probably going to reach your destination a lot quicker. Similarly, if you know where you need to be calorie-wise and you're eating according to your goals, you're probably going to reach your goals a lot quicker. Sure, if you don't track your calories, you might get to that goal in the end, but it will take a lot more time, similar to if you're not using that GPS. It's going to take you a lot more time. Unless you have all the roads memorized, then maybe not. But you know what I'm saying. And then if you're going off that, if you aren't tracking your calories, your progress can be extremely slow and even non-existent, leading to you giving up in the long run. So it can really, really, really be beneficial, and I hope you kind of understand the big picture on that. However, if you don't know where your target calories are, you could be eating way too little or way too much, and being on either end of that spectrum can lead to a variety of issues, which I've already hinted at a few times in this video. How do we calculate calories? It's a big question. That's what the whole video is about. No calculation is going to be perfect. You usually get within like a 70 to 80% range. However, the true way of telling what your TDEE is tracking 100% perfectly and seeing if you gain or lose weight or if you maintain your weight. If you're eating the same amount of calories every day, your body weight doesn't fluctuate really whatsoever, that is your true TDEE. That's one way to find your TDEE out. However, there's some calculations that can go into it so you're not guessing right off the bat. And the two most popular ones are the MSJ and the Mueller equation. The MSJ is a lot more practical because you already know the numbers that go into it. So the equation is different for men and women, as you can see on the screen. The only different factor that goes into it, though, is at the very end. For men, you add 5. For women, you subtract 161. So for both, you will go 10 times your weight in kilograms. If you're not sure how to do that, you take pounds divided by 2.2, and you're at your kilogram weight. Plus 6.25 times your height in centimeters, minus 5 times your age in years, and then for men, plus 5, for women, minus 161. Boom, that's your TDEE, that's your maintenance calories right there. And then on the other side, the Mueller equation, this one's a lot more complex and not as practical because you don't know the measurements for this. But if you happen to, you can plug in numbers into this as well. For that, you do 13.6 approximately times your lean body mass in kilograms, plus 9.6 times your fat mass in kilograms, plus your sex, which is going to be 0 for women, 1 for men, times 198, and then minus 3.4 approximately times your age. As you can see, that one's a lot harder because you don't really know what your kilogram weight in lean body mass and fat mass are, but that's something you could use. However, the numbers for the MSJ compared to the Mueller, they typically come out to be very close to each other. So they're both really good estimates. I would probably do the MSJ if I were you, just because it's a lot more practical. So going off that, once you find that TDEE, your maintenance calories, how do you set it up for weight gain or weight loss, you may be wondering. For either one, the idea is that 3,500 calories make up 1 pound. It's not perfect, but it's kind of a guesstimate, and it typically works out pretty well. So 3,500 calories divided by 7, that's going to be 500 calories. For weight gain, you're going to take that TDEE, your maintenance calories, and you're going to add 500. That'll put you at 1 pound of weight gain per week. Is that right for you? It depends. It's person to person. Reach out to me if you have questions about that, and we can set something up for you, like nutrition-wise and calorie-wise. But you add 500, and the idea is with that calorie goal, you're going to be gaining 1 pound per week. On the flip side, with weight loss, you take your maintenance calories, your TDEE, and you subtract 500. That will be your calorie goal for 1 pound a week of weight loss. However, that if 1 pound ideal for you, it can vary very much so person to person. But for 1 pound, you take that 3,500 estimate, divide by 7, and that puts you at 500 calories deficit or surplus per day. So being too aggressive with it, if you go with weight gain and you're putting yourself at wanting to eat or whatever 3 pounds a week would be, 3,500 times 3, you put yourself in that big of a deficit. For some people, that may be okay. But for some people, if you're in that severe of deficit, you're going to gain a lot more body fat than muscle. It's going to make it a lot harder once you do want to cut down and lose some weight again. So that's a downside to being too aggressive with weight gain. With weight loss, it can be a lot more detrimental. So if you're in too little of a deficit, your body's not going to have enough fuel to simply survive, which leads to a variety of issues. But most importantly, you're going to lose lean body mass. By losing lean body mass, it's going to slow your whole metabolism down because that is a factor in your maintenance calories. And then when you do reach your goal, you're not going to be as strong. You're going to have no energy, but you're also not going to be able to burn as many calories. Your metabolism will be slowed down. So it's going to be a lot harder to maintain that weight loss right there. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why you want to slow and steady wins the race, as they always say. If you're doing it, if you're losing 30 pounds in a month, it's likely that you're being too aggressive with it. So to know if you're being too aggressive, do 0.8 to 1.2% body weight loss per week. That's what you want to be in that range. If you're over that, likely too aggressive. If you're under it, you could probably go in a further deficit. But yeah, it varies so much person to person. So please reach out if you do have questions about it, and we can kind of get an idea of nutritionally where you should be. So that's really all I have for you. I know I ran through it pretty quickly, and I'm sure you have questions. So if you do, please feel free to reach out to me. I have my email on the screen. It's jonathan@ontrackfit.com. You can also reach out to me through the website. If you go to ontrackfit.com and you find my profile, I have my phone number on there and all my contact information. So please feel free to reach out to me. If you're one of my clients, simply just text me via phone or through the app. I'm happy to sit down, kind of break down your calories, show you how I got the calculations. But this is kind of the method I go through with all my clients. Usually I do use the Mueller equation because I have some good estimating for body fat percentages and all that, so I can plug things into that. But Mueller and MSJ are both accurate. And yeah, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And I hope to hear from you soon if you're watching this.